All right, so today we're going to be diving into something pretty fascinating.
Okay.
When you move to a new country,
Yeah.
um, one of the biggest things is obviously learning the language.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely.
And we've been going through these conversations from generating conversational podcasts.
Mhm.
And it's really interesting to hear how people talk about the things they've done and the things they're still doing
Yeah.
as we're getting settled, in the USA.
Right.
And it really shows you how much the way they use the language kind of reflects their whole journey.
It really does. It's like these little linguistic fingerprints
Mhm.
that reveal so much about what they're going through.
Yeah. And what they've learned,
E
right?
Exactly.
Okay, so let's just jump right into it.
Okay.
Um, we heard one person say, since moving here, I've actually made some really good friends.
Mhm.
What do you think about that? What stands out to you about how they said that?
Well, that have made is really key there.
Uh,
It's not just like, "Oh, I made friends," and it's in the past.
right? This is something that has an impact on their life right now.
Yes.
They're saying like, I've built these connections and they matter to me in the present.
Mhm.
And that's a big step, when you're in a whole new place.
Yeah. You're trying to find your people.
Absolutely trying to find your community.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we have this other person who says, "I've been trying to get the hang of the public transportation."
Yeah.
What's the feeling you get from that one?
Well, have been trying shows us this is a process.
Yeah.
It's ongoing.
Yeah.
They're actively figuring it out.
Hmm.
Public transportation in a new city can be a challenge.
Totally. Yeah.
So it's not like they've mastered it overnight, but they're working on it.
Yeah, they're persistent, right?
Exactly.
Like, they're not giving up.
It shows that engagement with this everyday part of life
Yeah.
in their new home.
That's so true. It's like these little phrases.
Yeah.
They're like little windows into what it's like to actually adapt
Mm,
to a new culture,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about looking for a job.
Mhm.
Someone might say, I've sent out tons of applications.
Right.
That gives you this sense of like a, a huge effort they've been putting in
Uh,
recently, like a very active thing.
yeah.
Or if they're learning the local customs, they might say, I've been observing how people interact.
Right.
So it's like this ongoing learning process
Mhm.
that they're really paying attention to.
Exactly. And these ways of speaking are so important
Yeah.
for navigating daily life,
Yeah.
connecting with people,
Right.
whether it's something like, I finally learned how to order coffee the local way,
Sure.
or, you know, I've been exploring different neighborhoods to find my favorite. It
Yeah.
shows you they're really getting involved in their new surroundings.
They're not just visitors, they're trying to be a part of it.
Exactly. Yeah,
And it's really more than just getting the grammar right.
absolutely.
It's like these little pieces of conversation.
Yeah.
They give you a real glimpse into the experience of actually becoming part of this new society.
Hmm.
It's about the steps they take, the adjustments, the whole feeling of building a life in this new place.
It's so true.
It is.
It's fascinating to think about how even a small change in phrasing can change the whole perspective.
Yeah.
Like if someone says, I lived here for a year, it sounds more like a closed chapter.
Right.
But if they say, I've been living here for a year,
Mhm.
it can sometimes feel like they're still finding their footing.
Yeah, like it's still new in a way.
Right, exactly.
So for everyone listening, what can we take away from all of this?
Well, I think the main point is that when someone's learning a new language in a new country,
Hmm.
the way they talk about their experiences,
Mhm.
what they've done, and they're still in the middle of doing,
Um,
it tells us a lot about their journey,
yeah.
their progress.
It's like each sentence is a little story
It really is, yeah.
about their life there.
Yeah. It shows that becoming part of a new culture is this active and continuous thing.
Yeah.
It's not a one-time event, it's a process.
Right.
And you can really see that in the way people use language.
Yeah. Mm, that's a really interesting point.
Yeah.
So think about it this way.
Okay.
How do you talk about the things you're doing right now
Mhm.
or the things you just finished?
Right.
What are those little choices in the way you say things?
Yeah.
What do they tell you about your own experiences,
Mm.
about how you connect with your environment?
That's a great question to think about.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's like a whole other layer to our everyday conversation.
it is.
Yeah. Well, thanks for diving into this with me.
Of course, it's been great.
It's been a fascinating conversation.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.